Hello family, welcome to our channel where we explore the religious aspects of the African continent. Before the entry of missionaries, Africans had strong beliefs in their God. However, missionaries changed this perspective by introducing the current religions. Unfortunately, many history books do not capture the deep-rooted indigenous beliefs that Africans held dear, which helped in shaping the moral structure of the society. Before we continue, please click the subscribe button below for you not to miss on other great insights on the African continent. African indigenous religions are as diverse as the continent itself. Each ethnic group had its unique belief system, yet many shared common themes such as reverence for ancestors, nature spirits, and a supreme creator. These beliefs were deeply intertwined with daily life, guiding social structures, moral values, and community practices. In many African traditions, there exists a belief in a supreme deity, often seen as the creator of the universe. Known by various names such as Nyame among the Akan of Ghana, Olodumare among the Yoruba of Nigeria, and Mulungu among the Bantu of East Africa, this deity was often considered too powerful and distant to be approached directly. Instead, people sought the favor of lesser gods and spirits to intercede on their behalf. Beneath the supreme deity were numerous lesser gods and nature spirits, each governing different aspects of life and the natural world. These deities were closely linked to elements such as water, earth, fire, and air, as well as human endeavors like agriculture, fertility, and warfare. The Yoruba people of Nigeria believed in a pantheon of gods known as Orishas. Each Orisha represented specific forces of nature and human activities. For instance, Shango, the god of thunder and lightning, was revered for his power and strength, while Oshun, the goddess of love and fertility, was honored for her benevolence and beauty. Among the Akan of Ghana, the Abasum were lesser gods who acted as intermediaries between humans and the supreme deity, Nyam. These gods were often associated with natural features like rivers, trees, and mountains. The river goddess Asase, for example, was venerated as the earth goddess, responsible for fertility and the land's abundance. Beneath the supreme deity were numerous lesser gods and nature spirits, each governing different aspects of life and the natural world. These deities were closely linked to elements such as water, earth, fire, and air, as well as human endeavors like agriculture, fertility, and warfare. The Yoruba pantheon, known as the Orishas, provides a rich example of this belief system. Each Orisha represented specific forces of nature and human activities. Shango, the god of thunder and lightning, was revered for his power and strength. He was often depicted with a double-headed axe, symbolizing his ability to strike down enemies and protect his followers. Oshun, the goddess of love and fertility, was associated with rivers and fresh water. She was honored through elaborate ceremonies and offerings, believed to bring prosperity and fertility to her devotees. The Aken people also worshipped a variety of lesser gods known as Abasum. These gods were believed to inhabit natural features such as rivers, trees, and mountains. One of the most important Abasum was Asase, the earth goddess. Asase was responsible for fertility and the abundance of the land. Farmers would offer sacrifices and perform rituals to honor her, ensuring a bountiful harvest. In East Africa, the Kikuyu people of Kenya believed in a supreme god called Ngai, who resided on Mount Kenya. Ngai was considered the creator of the universe and the source of all life. However, the Kikuyu also worshipped various nature spirits associated with elements such as rivers, trees, and animals. For example, they believed that the spirits of their ancestors resided in sacred fig trees, which were considered holy and protected by the community. Ancestral worship was a cornerstone of many African religions. Ancestors were believed to possess spiritual power and could influence the living. They were honored through rituals, offerings, and festivals. This practice ensured the continuity of the community and maintained a link between the past, present, and future. The Dogon people of Mali have a rich tradition of ancestor worship. They perform elaborate masked dances known as dharma to honor the spirits of deceased ancestors, ensuring their safe passage to the afterlife and seeking their guidance and protection for the living. The Dogon believe that the ancestors continue to watch over the community, providing wisdom and support. The Igbo people of Nigeria also place great importance on ancestor worship. They believe that the spirits of the ancestors, known as Indigenous, remain active in the lives of the living. The Igbo honor their ancestors through rituals, prayers, and offerings, seeking their blessings and guidance. Ancestral shrines, known as mbari, are constructed to house the spirits of the ancestors and serve as a place of worship and communication. In southern Africa, the Shona people of Zimbabwe practice a form of ancestor worship known as vadzimu. The vadzimu are believed to be the spirits of deceased ancestors who have attained spiritual power. The Shona honor their ancestors through ceremonies, sacrifices, and offerings, seeking their protection and guidance in times of need. Priests and diviners played a crucial role in African spiritual life. They acted as mediators between the spiritual and physical worlds, performing rituals, interpreting omens, and providing guidance based on their connection to the divine. Their knowledge and expertise were highly respected and sought after in times of need. In the Yoruba religion, priests known as Babalawos were highly respected for their knowledge of IFA, the system of divination. Babalawos performed rituals and consultations to communicate with the Orishas and seek their guidance. They used sacred objects such as cowrie shells and palm nuts to interpret the will of the gods and provide advice to their clients. The Yu people of Ghana and Togo also had a tradition of divination known as AFA. AFA diviners, known as Bokor, were believed to possess the ability to communicate with the spirits and provide guidance on important matters. They used a system of divination involving sacred objects and symbols to interpret the messages of the gods and ancestors. In Central Africa, the Congo people of the Congo Basin believed in the power of Nganga, or traditional healers and diviners. Ngangas were skilled in herbal medicine, divination, and spiritual healing. They acted as intermediaries between the living and the spirit world, providing guidance, healing, and protection to the community. The arrival of colonialism and the spread of Christianity and Islam profoundly affected African indigenous religions. Many traditional practices were suppressed or assimilated into new religious frameworks. However, the resilience of African spirituality has allowed many of these ancient beliefs to endure and adapt, continuing to influence modern African cultures. For example, in Nigeria, the Yoruba religion has survived and evolved, blending with elements of Christianity and Islam. Today, many Yoruba people practice a syncretic form of religion that incorporates traditional beliefs and rituals with elements of these world religions. The annual Osun Osogbo festival, dedicated to the goddess Oshun, attracts thousands of devotees and tourists, celebrating the enduring legacy of Yoruba spirituality. In Ghana, the Akan religion has also adapted to the influence of Christianity. Many Akan people continue to honor their traditional gods and ancestors while practicing Christianity. Festivals such as the Akwasidai, which honors the ancestors, and the Asantehene, king, are still celebrated, reflecting the continuity of Akan religious traditions. In South Africa, the Zulu religion has integrated elements of Christianity, resulting in a unique syncretic faith. Many Zulu people continue to honor their traditional gods and ancestors through rituals and ceremonies, while also attending Christian churches. The annual reed dance, a traditional Zulu ceremony, is still performed, celebrating the cultural and spiritual heritage of the Zulu people. Today, the legacy of African indigenous religions remains vibrant and dynamic. While colonialism brought significant changes, the spiritual heritage of Africa continues to thrive, reflecting the enduring power and diversity of its ancient beliefs. As we honor this rich spiritual history, we gain a deeper understanding of the profound connection between the African people and their gods. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the spiritual history of Africa. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating stories from around the world.